computer. All right, guys, the award ceremony is over. We are back. So now we are going to finish problem 6. We pause and dance, do the next page, pause and dance, next page, pause and dance, and then we will wrap it up. All right, Misty made 32 cookies for her daughter's bake sale. If she sells each cookie for $1.15, how much will she earn? Matthew, does that sound like multiplication or division to you? Very good. I'm trying to get a bigger number. So yes, I'm multiplying. So I want you to put the longer number on top. $1.15 is the longer number. Underneath that, you're going to multiply it by 32. All right. And we're always going to start with the turtle head. Turtle. Just like this. Talia, you are up. Talia, what's 2 times 5? 10. Leave the 0, carry the 1. Talia, 2 times 1? Plus 1 more. Very good. 3. Talia, 2 times 1? Very good. 2. Now kill the baby, collar the turtle, and bloop, drop an egg. Talia, 3 times 5. Leave the 5, carry the 1. Talia, 3 times 1. Plus 1 more. Very good. Talia, 3 times 1. Good. Now let's add. So I've got 0 plus 0 is 0. 3 plus 5 is 8. 2 plus 4 is 6. And then bring down the 3. Talia, how many numbers in the problem were behind a decimal? Good. I had 2. So do the same thing in the answer. So after I have made my 32 cookies, I'm going to make $36.80. Okay, we're back. We danced. Levante won. He is currently eating a pixie stick. He is enjoying it immensely. All right, next one. Lauren pays $510 each month for a car payment. How much does she pay for her car each year? All right, so she pays that each month. Underline each month. How many months are in a year, Carson? Good. Write that here. There are 12 months in a year. I can't tell you how many kids come to my desk and go, Miss Rouse, I don't know what to multiply it by. Well, if it's per month, then you need to do 12. All right, so here we go. We are going to multiply $510.23 to see how much she pays per year. We're going to multiply it times 12. All right, here we go. I'm first going to turtle head this up, just like this. All right, you're up, Zayden. Zayden, 2 times 3. Good. 2 times 2. 4. 2 times 0. 0. 2 times 1. 2. 2 times 5. Very good. All right, there are no babies, but we can put an egg on it. Put a collar and drop an egg. Then it's just multiply the top number times 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 5 is 5. As long as you are neat, you'll get it correct. All right. What is 6 plus 0, Jaden? 4 plus 3. 0 plus 2. 2 plus 0. 1 plus 0. 1 plus 5. Very good. Jaden, how many numbers are behind a decimal in my answer? In my factors? 2. So put 2 numbers behind the decimal here and draw your line. So how much is she going to pay? She's going to pay, good gobbledygoo, $6,122.76 shekels for a car. Wow. And guys, that's a pretty accurate car payment. That's about what it costs. If you got, kind of like, that's a year. You're biking. All right, next one. I'm sliding this up. Make sure you have all this down because this test is coming for you on Tuesday. All right, so this is where we get into division and it gets a little bit more froggy. So here we go. Brittany she biked 18 and 5/10 miles in 5 days. If she biked the same amount each day, how far did she go each day? So I'm not looking for a total anymore. I'm looking to divide it up. So I've got, write your problem down, 18 and 5/10, and I'm dividing it between 5 days. Now, you got to decide to yourself, is this a rocket problem or a decimal problem? Cole, is this rockets or decimals? I mean, or decimal dancing? Good. This is a rocket because there's no decimal in the divisor. You just rocket that decimal up. So rocket it first and put your decimal right here. And this is where it stays. Very important for you to be neat. Colt, how many 5s are in 0? I mean, 5s are in 1. Very good. Colt, how many 5s are in 18? Very good. Put the 3 above the 8 because you're dividing into 18. 3 times 5 is 15. When I subtract, I get a 3. Now bring down the 5. Colt, how many 5s are in 35? 7. 7 times 5 is 35. So my answer is that she does 3 and 7/10 miles each day. We're going to try to get through this study guide first. That's the most important thing. All right, next one. All right, we're sliding up. A carpenter is putting together a bookshelf. He needs 5 boxes of nails to put it together. The hardware store sells boxes of nails for 35 cents each. How much is it going to cost him to buy all 5 boxes? So it's 35 cents, write this down, for each box times 5 boxes. Let's find out how much he needs to pay. 5 times 5 is 25. Leave the 5, carry the 2. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 2 more is 17. 5 times 0 is 0, plus 1 more is 1. So he's going to spend $1.75 on all of his nails. All right. Next one down here. Mr. Baker's truck uses 19 gallons, and put a star on this one because this one is on your test and it's a hard one. Mr. Baker's truck uses 19 gallons of gasoline in a week. He drove a total of 31.6. The car gets the same gas mileage for the entire trip. So how many miles did the car travel for each? For every. You already know the total, so you've got to divide it. All right, so here we go. Let's write it down. He drives a total of 31 and 6/10 miles. And you're going to divide that between the gallons of gas, 19 gallons of gas. Now, Janie, is this a decimal dancing or is this just rocket? It's just rocket. Just shoot that thing up and put it right up here on the line. And then be neat. Janie, how many 19s are in 3? Put 0. Janie, how many 19s are in 31? Just 1. 1 times 19 is 19, and then you subtract. This turns into a 2, and this turns into 11. 11 minus 9 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. Then bring down the 6. So I've got 126 here. All right, this is where it gets a little froggy. Because how many times does 19 go into 126? It goes in 6 times. 6 times 19 is 120. When I subtract, I get a 6. But I can't leave my remainder. Write a 0, drop it down. And I got to keep going. How many? Have I done this correctly? No. You're right. My bad. I gotta take this out real quick. I'm so sorry. Miss Ross made a mistake. 19 times 6 is not 120. 19 times 6 is 124. Good, Jaden. Good catch. All right, so I'm gonna put 124 here. 126 minus 124 is 2. Now bring down the 0. Now this ought to be easy. What did I do wrong? Oh, it's 120. Sorry, it's 120 because no. No, I know what I did wrong. Sorry. Yeah, this whiteout is gonna die one day. Sorry, I'm gonna come over here and do 19 times 6. And you get 114. That's what I did wrong. Sorry, Jane, you and me both did the math wrong. You did, I'm sorry. He said 114, I said 124, sorry. When you subtract, you get 12, then bring down the 0. So this is 12, 120. So how many 19s are there in 120? There are 6. 6 times 19 is 114. 114, when you subtract, you get a 6. I'm just going to have to do this, guys. Drop a 0 down again. And how many 19s are in 6? Because it repeated, we can just say 1.6. Draw the line over the repeating decimal. Okay, 1.6. Or put 1.66. Okay. The repeating decimal. Yeah, no kidding. All right, we're going to come up here. We're going to do number 11. All right, Bryce bought 63 bottles of Pepsi. Each Pepsi has 16 fluid ounces. So how many fluid ounces is that? You don't know the total, so you need to multiply. I've got 63 times 16. Guys, look, there's not even any decimals in this one. 6 times 3 is 18. Leave the 8, carry the 1. 6 times 6 is 36, plus 1 more is 37. Kill the babies, draw a collar, drop an egg. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 6 is 6. Here we go. When I add them, I get 8, 10, 10. So 1,008 fluid ounces in all. All right. Number 12 is also very difficult. Draw a line, draw a star on it. And this one is actually on your test. All right. Yes, but once you start to divide it, it'll be very easy to figure out which one it is because it's multiple choice. Okay. All right, next one. Here we go. Front Porch Catering Company orders 5 bags of flour. Each of them weighs 30 pounds. Underline 5. We have 5,000 flour. Each weighs 30. So you know that's you're going to have to figure out something about that. The owner uses 1/5 pound of flour per batch of sweet potatoes. So if all the flour is used, how many batches of biscuits did they make? Well, first let's figure out how much flour you've got. Okay, so let's just figure out how much flour. So we've got to do 5 times 30 to figure out how much flour. And then we have to divide that answer by fifths to figure out how much flour is used in each batch because you're dividing it up into fifths. So let's do 5 times 30 first. Well, we can do that in our head, guys. What's 5 times 30? 150. Good. So we're doing 150 divided by 1/5. All right, so that's fraction division. So we know we've got to keep change flipped. So put a 1 under the 150. So I'm going to change the division to multiplication, and I'm going to flip this over to 5/1. And when I multiply 150 times 5, I'm going to get 750/1, which is 750. So they're going to be able to make 750 batches of biscuits with all that flour. All right, next one. All right, this one gets a little froggy because it's division. The restaurant paid 64 cents for 8 lemons. How much was each lemon? Underline that. That's what, highlight that. That's what lets you know it's division. They don't want to know a total. They want to know how much for each lemon. So you're dividing it up. So here we go. Put 64 cents inside of the bracket. I'm dividing 64 cents by 8 lemons. So here I go. Malachi, how many 8s are in 0? Yep, rocket the decimal. Rocket your decimal up. Malachi, how many 8s are in 0? None. Good. Malachi, how many 8s are in 6? None. Good. Malachi, how many 8s are in 64? What number times 8 will give you 64? Good. And there you're done. 8 times 8 is 64. When you subtract, you get a 0. So your answer is each lemon cost 8 cents. That's it. Each lemon costs 8 cents, which makes sense because if 8 of them cost 64, each one of them's 8, right? All right. Next one, and then we dance. Yeah. It costs 12 cents for a stamp to send a letter. Miss Schaefer spent $6.24 to send out all of her invitations to her daughter's party. So how many people did she invite? So every invitation needs a stamp, right? So you're taking all the money that she spent on stamps and you're dividing it by 12 cents to figure out how many stamps she bought, because every invitation is going to need a stamp. Does that make sense? Now, is this dancing or rocketing? This is dancing, baby. Who do I dance with in here? Adam. Me and Adam got to dance. So let's take it. Adam goes back 2. Then I move back 2. And remember, I told you to rewrite the problem. So you've got $6. I mean, sorry, not $6. Now you've got 624 divided by 12. And guess what, guys? You get to do what? Use the calculator. Take out your calculator and type it in. You don't even have to move your decimal if you want to. You can just divide 624 by 12 cents. So here I go. I'm going to divide 624 by 12. 624 divided by 12 on my calculator. My calculator is, she invited 52 kids. That is a lot of children. She must be, that's Emmy. Emmy is very popular. She needs lots of kids at her party. Okamadoki. You get to use your calculator on 14 of the 24 problems on your test on Monday. No. Yes. So that's more than half. I mean, Tuesday. Thank you. Thank you. All right. A booster-thon raised $1,300, $1,375.40 for new PE equipment. In all, 52 people donated. So how much is the average amount by each? By each means you're trying to figure out how much each person did. Janie, multiplication or division? Very good. So you're going to take 1375. Sorry, and I put a comment, I put a decimal in there where it didn't need to be. Let me take that out. My whiteout's getting a workout today. All right, so I've got 1375 decimal 40, and I'm dividing it by 52. Okay, 1375 divided by 52. So here I go. Levante, how many 52s are in one? None. Oh, and this is a rocket problem. Rocket it right up. Levante, how many 52s are in 13? None. Levante, how many 52s are in 137? 2. 2 times 52 is 104. And when you subtract, you get a 3 and a 3. You get 33. Bring down your 5. How many 52s are in 335? There are 6. Put your 6 right up here. 6 times 52 is 312. When you subtract, you get 23. Bring down the 4. How many 52s in 234? There are 4. Put your 4 right here. And you can think of it as half dollars. 50, 100, 150, 200. So 4 times 52 is 208. When you subtract, you get, that turns into 2, that's 14. So when you subtract, you get 26. And then bring down your 0. How many 52s are in 260? There are 5. 5 times 52 is actually 260. When you subtract, you get a 0. So your answer is $26.45. That's how much, on average, each kid raised, which makes sense. And you're going to have a calculator. So let's just practice typing it in with a calculator. Open up your calculator. I got 50. Here we go. I've got 1,375 and use your decimal and 40 cents. Decimals are at the bottom of your calculator. I'm going to divide that by 52 and I get $26.45. So you'll have a calculator on Tuesday. Oh, by the way, Stride Kids, I heard that there is no Stride Tuesday. So it turns out Tuesday is a perfect day to give the test. They said they have to do conferences. I just found out today. All right, next one. At the grocery store, a mom bought a case of 35 popsicles for her kids. The case cost $9.80. So how much for each? If I'm looking for each, I already know the total. I got to divide it. So I've got $9.80 and I'm dividing it between my 35 greedy children. What in the world? Oh no, it's just one case with 35. Okay, thank goodness she doesn't have 35 kids. Whew, I was about to say. All right, that's more kids than Miss Ross has got. All right, here we go. So first, this is a rocket the decimal problem. Rocket it up. Then, Jaden, how many 35s are in 9? Very good. Not Jaden, Emily, how many 35s are in 98? 2, because 3 would be too many. Do 2. 2 times 35 is 70. And when you subtract, you get 8, you get 28. Then bring down your 0. How many 35s are in 280? I'm going to come over here. I'm going to try 8. 35 times 8 is, oh, look, it works. 280. There are 8 exactly. Put an 8 here. 8 times 35 is 280. Subtract, you get a 0. So each popsicle costs 0.28 $, which is 28 cents. Each popsicle is 28 cents, not $28. It's 28 cents. which makes sense because if you divide $9.80 into 35 popsicles, each popsicle's 28 cents. Question number 17. All right. It costs $14.95 to have a Netflix subscription. That's actually how much it does cost. All right. How much does it cost to have it for a year? Okay, so that is per month. How many months are in a year, Hadassah? 12. So let's take $14.95 and multiply it by 12 to figure out how much I pay for Netflix every year. This is interesting. I'll be honest with you, Netflix is one of those things that I totally use it all the time.
Really? Mine's Disney Plus. I don't use Netflix.
I love to watch documentaries. I love them. I am a closet nerdy person. All right, Layla, you're up. 2 times 5. 10. Leave the 0, carry the 1. Layla, 2 times 9. 18 plus 1. 19. Layla, 2 times 4 plus 1. 9. Very good. Layla, 2 times 1. Good. Now, so we have to kill the babies, collar the turtle, and bloop, drop an egg. Here we go. Zahaya, what's 1 times 5? 5. Good. Zahaya, what's 1 times 9? Good. Zahaya, what's 1 times 4? 4. Zahaya, what's 1 times 1? Good. Now we're going to add these together. 0 plus 0 is 0. 9 plus 5 is 14. 1 plus 9 plus 9 is 19. 1 plus 2 plus 4 is 7. And bring down the 1. I do not pay $17,000 a year for Netflix. What have I forgotten to do? Decimals. Colt, how many numbers behind the decimal in my problem? Put the same number behind the decimal in my answer. Now, it would make sense that I would pay $179 a year for Netflix. It would not make sense that I would pay $17,000 a year for Netflix. That's crazy. So remember to place your decimal. It's important. All right, next ones. So the decimal 1.6, 1 6/10 is modeled. This is 1 whole and 6/10 of another. Color it in. Use your highlighter, color it in. This is 1 whole. They've got it colored a little bit funny, but just understand that that's 1 6/10. Okay, 1 whole and 6/10. This is 1 and this is 6/10. All right. Now, they want you to divide 1 6/10 into 2 equal groups. So what I want you to do is come down here and write 1 6/10, and we're going to divide it into 2 equal groups. Is that a rocket problem or a dancing problem, Sid? It's a rocket problem. All right, Sydney, how many 2s are in 0? Good. Sydney, how many 2s are in 6? That means 16 or 8. How many 2s are in 18? Oh, it's 16. There are 8. So the answer that I got is 8/10. They want you to color in 8/10 in each one of these. So I'm going to color in 8/10 in the top one. Do you understand how that's 8/10? Because it's 8 out of 10. That's 8/10, and then color in 8/10. They're wanting you to take 1 6/10 and divide it into 2 equal sections. And when you do that, you get 8/10. If you don't want to do the math, you can also just come in here, use your calculator, take 1 6/10 divided by 2, and it'll tell you that's 8/10, Miss Ross. Color in 8/10 of each section. This is 8/10. This is 8/10. Everybody in the room should get that correct on Monday. Tuesday. Thank you. So for the rest of the day, anytime I say Monday, assume I mean Tuesday. Yeah. Good. All right, here we go. I'm coming down here and we're going to look at number 19. All right. The students at Wintergreen are painting rocks for their rock garden. All right. 3/10 of the students painted their rocks blue. All right, I'm going to color in 3/10 in one of my colors. Here I go. So this thing, I got to figure out which way it's divided in tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, that's divided into tenths. So I want you to color in 3/10 to represent the kids that painted their rocks blue. 3/10. This kid, and this kid. Those are the kids that painted their rocks blue. Yes. Hurry, you're gonna miss something fundamental. Those are the kids that colored their rocks blue. 6/10 of the rocks painted are dry and ready to be placed in the garden. So I want you to shade the model to show the rocks that are painted blue and dry. So we've got 6/10 of them, 3/10 of them that are blue. We need to go the other direction and shade the ones that are dry. So we got to do 6/10 go in the other direction. So that's 1/10. This is 2/10. This is 3/10. 4, 5, and one more makes 6. Good. We have 6/10. So this is literally asking what? This is asking for a fraction of. It wants to know the fraction of. So the part that is both painted blue and dry is these ones right here. And when I have this, I have 6/10 of 3/10 is 18 out of 100, which is also known as 1800ths when you write it as a decimal. 6/10 of 3/10 is 1800ths. And I feel like we have done, literally this year, I think we've probably done thousands of these models. Am I about correct? We're getting down to probably at least in the upper hundreds at this point. All right, I'm gonna pause. We're gonna dance. Hey, we're back. Talia won. We went, got our bodies moving, and Talia moved it the most. All right, here we go. How does the digit in this number compare with the digit in this number is what it's asking. How does the digit in this number compare with the digit in this one? All right, so write the number twice. I've got 3,476, underline the 7. I've got, over here, I've got 7,436. And the 7 is in the thousands place. So this 7 is worth 70. That 7 is worth 7,000. So this digit is 1/100th of 7,000. 70 is 1/100th of 7,000 because it went this way 2 places. Yes, I drew a butt. It went divide by 10. Divide by 10. It moved from the thousands place to the tens place. So 70 is 1/100th of 7,000. You just got to think about it and think about how many places it moved. Oh yeah, for sure. All right, next one, 21. There are 2,314. Am I saying that right? No. There are 2,314 kids going to Camp Don Lee for a week of summer camp. Each cabin sleeps 27 kids. How many kids, underline this, how many kids are gonna be in the last cabin? That is a remainder. Do you understand? When they're asking for the leftover kids, they're asking for a remainder. So here we go. We've got 2,314 kids being divided between 27 kids in a cabin. So here we go. I don't even have to do anything with the decimals. All right, here we go. Jade, not Jaden, Zayden. How many 27s are in 2? None. Jaden, how many, Zayden, how many 27s are in 23? None. How many 27s are in 23? I'm going to go ahead and tell you. There are 8. If I come over here and do 27 times 8, 7 times 8 is 56. Leave the 6, carry the 5. 2 times 8 is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's 216. So I'm going to put 216 under 231, and I'm going to subtract. That turns into a 2. 11 minus 6 is 5. 2 minus 1 is 1. Then I'm going to bring down the 4. How many 27s are in 154? There are 5. 5 times 27 is 135. And when I subtract, I'm going to find out how many kids are in the last cabin. This turns into a 4. 14 minus 5 is 9. 4 minus 3 is 1. These are the 19 kids that are left. That's how many is in the last cabin. All the other cabins have 27, but that last cabin has that many.
I think that's why it's real big. They really have like 27 people on each bed.
They do. When you go to camp, there's lots of kids. They have them set up in bunk beds. All right, next one. Complete this model to show 1 2/10 divided into 6 equal pieces. Out next to it, I want you to write 1 2/10 divided into 6 equal pieces. Now, we worked on this in class. You've also been doing it on your homework for months. So color in 1 2/10 with your highlighter. I've got 1 whole. Color in the whole thing. And 2/10 of this one. All right, and we've got to divide this into 6 equal pieces. So instead of thinking of 1 2/10, just think of it as 12 tens. What's 12 divided by 6, class? 2. Put 2/10 in each circle. 2/10 in this circle. 2/10 in this circle. I'm sure this is all coming back to you because we've done it a ton. Circle 2/10 and then tell me how many times you can do it. 2/10 divided into 6 equal pieces. So I've got 1 2/10, 6 equal pieces, each piece. So if I've got 1 2/10 divided into 6 equal pieces, in each piece is 2/10. There's 2/10 in each one of those rings. Cool? Not so bad. All right. Gonna come down here. We're gonna move on to number 23. We're almost done. You guys have done a good job. Langley and Olivia were baking a cake. It took them 4/5 of an hour to mix and bake the cake. 3/10 of the time was spent mixing the ingredients. So how much time was spent mixing? I'm trying to look at this. You guys look at this and tell me what you think you need to do. Yeah, it's fraction of a fraction. So this is f of an f. This is fraction of a fraction. Okay. So if it takes 4/5 of an hour to do the mixing and the baking, and you need to know what 3/10 of that amount was. So 3/10 of 4/5. So all you have to do is multiply. 3 times 4 is 12. 10 times 5 is 50. And then, of course, you need to simplify. Emily, what can I divide into the top and into the bottom? They're both even. 2. So this turns into 6, and this is 25. And there is your answer. That is a fraction of a fraction problem. You are looking for 3/10 of 4/5. All right, and we're almost done. We have a 6-pack of drinks. The whole 6-pack costs $5.88. So how much does each individual drink cost? What do I have to do, Evan Adeas? The whole pack is $5.88, and I want to know how much for each drink. Very good. Divide by 6. Evan, is this dancing or rocketing? Just rocket. All right, Evan, you're up. Evan, how many 6s are in 5? Evan, how many 6s are in 58? What'd you say? 9. 9 times 6 is 54. When you subtract, you get a 4. Bring down the 8. Evan, how many 6s are in 48? Very good. So I multiply that back and I'm done. So we've got 98 cents for each drink. And that is it. Guys, if you can do the problems on the study guide, you can do this test. This test is almost exactly like this study guide. All right, I'm gonna end this. We're gonna dance some more. Bye, guys.